print money, increase inflation, pay people based on fiat, and allow people to continue to eat and drink and get electricity to their house and pay their mortgage based on imaginary garbage and keep everything running until something pointing tip of the spear we can use to stab the economy back into uh, uh, stimulus. So, and a collapsed economy in this day and age doesn't matter anymore. We'll go to China on our, with our hat in our hand, and we'll say, "Look, cut us a deal. Let us borrow some of your precious metals and things, and sell them on the world stage at normal price, and we'll give you 1/3 of the profits for the next 30 years." And we'll have to do that, and then our economy gets back up on its feet, and our economy gets rolling. We freaking find a way to get a huge GDP, and then we go back to China and say, "Look, we've got our GDP rolling big time. Why don't you take this money instead of 30 years? It's been 12. Take this and cut us out of that 30-year deal, and we're good." And they're like, "Okay, sure, why not?"
Pop, and when they do, it's not pretty. Like, okay, the theory of the valuation, the reason that OpenAI currently has the highest valuation of any company ever is that AI is going to unlock all those trillions in value by transforming the nature of work. But if AI were good at transforming work, I think it would have transformed some of work already, and it has not. A number of studies have come out showing that AI doesn't
Yes,
actually
it
make workers
has.
more productive. In fact,
Well, not. It makes it doesn't make office workers. Okay, it makes people who are like coders. All right, if you're a coder, um, if you're self-employed, AI works for you.
it might make them less productive. An MIT report found that 95% of attempts by companies to use LLMs did not turn a profit. And a University of Chicago study on the impact of AI chatbots on 7,000 Danish workplaces found similarly minimal effects. Now, when you make this argument, when you say that we're not seeing really any productivity gain from AI at all currently, the AI boosters always say the same thing. They say, "Yeah, but it's getting better. It's getting better so fast. And it's going to get better forever. It's going to get better fast forever, better fast forever." But what if that's not fucking true? What if? Because, we actually already have evidence that these models won't get better forever. See, the logic behind pouring all this money into AI investment is that more computing power and more data equals better models, which brings us closer to transformative super intelligent AI. But right now, even though the models are getting more expensive and bigger, they're not getting that much better. Recent releases like GPT-5, Elon Musk's Grok 4, and Meta's Llama have all failed to live up to the hype. We've been promised super intelligence, but what we're getting is somewhat better in very specific use cases intelligence. It turns out that just making large language models bigger and more expensive isn't going to get us to anything transformative. LLMs are a specific technology that has specific uses and limitations. If all you've built is a car, pouring a lot of money into turbocharging your car isn't going to let you fly eventually. For that, you need a fucking plane. I mean, even actual AI experts are getting wary of these claims of imminent superintelligence that the CEOs are constantly hyping. In a survey, 3/4 of researchers responded that it was unlikely or very unlikely that current approaches could make AI smarter than people. So if scaling doesn't work anymore and tech companies don't radically change their approach, well, it looks like every new model is just an investment in a deeper, shinier trillion-dollar ditch. Another sign that we're in a bubble is that the investors have lost their goddamn common sense and are throwing money at literally the flimsiest AI companies in existence. Take this story. When former OpenAI executive Mira Muratai arrived at a pitch meeting for her company Thinking Machine, she didn't demo a product. She didn't even have a potential product to describe. According to someone there, quote, She was like, so we're doing an AI company with the best AI people, but we can't answer any questions about it. Despite that, her nothing company has raised $2 billion, the largest round of seed funding ever. Hey guys, I also have an AI company that I can't say anything about. Can I have $2 billion? It's called Item.
Hmm.
It's got AI in the fucking name. Give me the money, motherfuckers. You know, savvy Wall Street investors in their right minds don't typically shell out billions of dollars for a super secret special promise. But hey, say the word AI to them and these dumbasses can't keep their wallets in their pants. I mean, there is so much dumb money sloshing around AI right now that the AI companies themselves are just flagrantly wasting it. Mark Zuckerberg is offering AI.
See, it's not dumb money though. It's an understanding that the economy needs to be propped up. It's an understanding that this may or may not pay off. But see, he doesn't understand the economy. He doesn't understand the reasons behind what he preaches. Fiat currency is a fiat. The economy is built on nothing. Capitalism is worthless. He says those things, but he doesn't understand how they work. He doesn't understand why what he says is, and it's ridiculous. And he says, oh, these people are giving away money because they're stupid, they're dumb. No, dude, they have. Oh my God, you are a 70 IQ dingbat compared to them.
AI researchers payment packages of up to $400 million over 4 years. I mean, that's more than fucking Shohei Ohtani makes. But instead of hitting home runs,
Oh yeah,
these guys
Dodgers
are
go.
writing software that might never become profitable. And
Oh,
you
I need
don't
a
even
streaming
get to eat
shirt.
a
Hang
hot
on.
dog while you watch them do it. Or let's take another metaphor. The AI market is so frothy that the billionaires are now buying and selling AI programmers like they're Pokemon cards. But these guys aren't shiny Charizards, and once the bubble pops, they'll be useless. That is why, at the same time as we're seeing truly bonkers money flying around this industry, we're also seeing corporate attempts to hide spending that they know is unjustifiable. The biggest AI companies are using abracadabra accounting to hide how much they're spending on AI and to inflate their profits so that their investors don't freak out. Hey, it's not fraud, but it's close. Now, you know, another response to the accusation that there's biggest in corporate attempts to hide spending that they know is unjustifiable. The biggest AI companies are using abracadabra accounting to hide how much they're spending on AI and to inflate their profits so that their investors don't freak out. Hey, it's not fraud, but it's close. Now, you know, another response to the accusation that AI is a bubble might be that it's a long-term investment, like the railroads were back in the 19th century. Back then, companies poured money into this new infrastructure, spending way more as a percentage of GDP than we're seeing today with AI, actually. But here's the difference. Railroads last decades, and AI infrastructure does not. It relies on having the fastest, most up-to-date processors. And as any gamer who's bought a new graphics card knows, that has a shelf life. All those fancy new processors they're spending billions on will need to be replaced in the next 5 or 10 years. So these companies might spend all this money, then find they can't make a profit, and be left with hundreds of billions of dollars worth of junk graphic cards that will either need to be scrapped or, I don't know, shipped to developing countries so poor kids in Super Bowl t-shirts can play Fortnite. But you know, if you need any more proof that AI is a bubble, well, just listen to the people in charge of it, because they literally say that it's a bubble. Mark Zuckerberg called AI collapse a definite possibility, and Sam Altman said, are we in a phase where investors as a whole are overexcited about AI? My opinion is yes. Even the fucking investors themselves agree. So why are they going along with it anyway? Well, maybe it's because they understand that destructive bubbles like this are just a fundamental feature of capitalism and they expect to profit anyway. See, Technological
maybe.
advances
Hang on, here we
often
go.
come with a torrent of stupid cash, much of which is lost. A study which examined 51 innovations between 1825 and 2000 found that 37 were accompanied by bubbles. And this AI bubble is the biggest one yet. It is much larger than the dot-com bubble of 25 years ago. And according to tech investor Roger McNamee, this bubble is bigger than all of those other tech bubbles put together. So wonderful. The big tech investors know that they're building a...
Well, that's obvious because, I mean, the economy's kept growing. So it's quite obvious that this bubble is bigger than all the other bubbles combined.
Bubble. They know it's going to pop and they know that it is going to be disastrous. But here's the secret.
Well, no, they don't know that it's going to pop, okay? They know that it might pop. The problem is, or the good news is, it might not. Okay? This could be a perfect freaking landing strip. Freaking this big ass bubble could turn into a jet and just go boop boop boop, land perfectly on this money railroad or this money airport, and bam, be the next big thing. The railroad, the internet. It could be. So calm your ass.
They just don't think they are going to be the ones to lose money. Because what happens when that bubble pops? Well, the tech companies will be fine. They're spending their own cash on this, and they are such a huge piece of the total market, they're not in any danger. The broader banking system, likewise, won't fall apart. And, if OpenAI crumbles, I think Sam is going to be fine. He's set for life, right? After all, you don't trick other people into pouring billions into your favorite hole without keeping a little taste for yourself, do you, Sammy? No. You know who's really going to suffer when the bubble bursts? It's going to be regular people. 62% of Americans own stocks in some form or another, whether that's their pension plan, their 401k, or something else they might not even know about. And stocks make up a third of the entire net worth of American households. That's retirement funds. That's college funds. If this bubble bursts, it's those people, i.e. most Americans, who will lose. And even if you don't have stocks, well, if this bubble pops, it will radiate through the entire economy. Spending will plummet, jobs will be lost, real people will be hurt, just not the people who caused the bubble in the first place. They will profit. The tech investors know that they're shoving dollars into a bubble. They know that they have no plan. They know that money will be lost, and they know that real people will be hurt. But they can't let us know that.
They have let us know it. You just showed us the frickin' news line. Is this a bubble? Yes, very likely. You just showed us the news that showed us that they know that it's a bubble. You monkey. And there's what else are we going to do? Turn off the economy and become a communist state? I mean, what else is there to invest in? I mean, what are we going to do? Say no. Let's not invest in AI. Let's instead invest in doubling the output of homes and things. Make sure we've got good, stable jobs, and make sure that people can go to those good, stable jobs and can afford those homes and do. Oh wait, that's what Trump's doing. Freaking Adam Conover. Let's get people out of this country who aren't contributing to the economy. People who don't pay taxes. Wait, what?
Instead, they have to keep the hype cycle going so that all of us keep talking about AI, keep thinking that the next advancement is right around the corner. And that is why, instead of the real advanced superhuman AI that changes the world they've been promising, we get Sora. Sam Altman needs the appearance of AI progress, and he needs constant press to fuel his grift. And a social media slop app that violates copyright and allows people to humiliate dead celebrities is fucking perfect for that. Sora doesn't make money. It sure as hell doesn't cure cancer. Hell, even if it beats TikTok, it wouldn't make nearly enough revenue to be a drop in the bucket because they lose money on every fucking video. All Sora does is get Altman attention, which buys him time to suck up more investor dollars and keep the scam going a little while longer. But the money can't last forever. And you know, I kind of expect that as these companies struggle to make an AI that actually does anything worthwhile like they told us they were going to, we're going to see more Soras, more flailing, desperate attempts to make something, anything that keeps the party going with all this cash. In fact, we already are. Meta released its own TikTok AI knockoff, and I'm sure there's more to come. Now, look, I could be wrong about all this, but you know, TikTok AI knockoff, and I'm sure there's more to come. Now, look, I could be wrong about all this, but you know, I would say just ask yourself this.
No,
If they
I think
really
he's right.
are planning something better.
I've already said I know he's right.
They're building the most expensive infrastructure project in recent history. And all they have released is a psychologically abusive Google replacement and a new version of TikTok where you watch slop all day. That's it. Those are the products that we have in hand.
I mean, we need to build boats.
I've made this point before, but the way to fight back
and submarines,
against these people is to use
airplanes,
our human brains, to stop listening to their thought experiments and sci-fi stories and focus on what they are actually building and what they have actually made. Altman is not a super genius. He's a super salesman. And right now, he is not building a super intelligent AI. He's building a disinformation factory and social media app. And you can use your human brain to ask yourself why and how he benefits. Hey, you know what? Let's ask Sam himself.
I only built this harmful, money-losing app to trick investors into shoveling more money into my hole.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And that clip is real, by the way.